Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into round 3 of the 2016 Arrive365.com Nationals Championship, powered by versus-pc.com. My name is Kellen Brauer, and welcome here onto Start Your Systems TV. We will be bringing you guys live coverage for the next 3 or so hours, roughly, of this here, round 3 from Thunder Valley. With the 258 class kicking off first, you guys will deal with me for the next hour and a half, roughly. And we'll have a consolation race and two 30-minute plus 2-lap motos. Then I'll throw the stream over to my good buddy and cohort here at Start Your Systems, Jeremy Hinters, who will actually be racing the 250 class here in just a minute. He'll take over, he'll do the 450 stream, get the 450 consi and both 450 motos for you guys. So don't touch that dial and you won't miss a single bit of the racing action tonight. Alrighty, so the consolation race should be up in a minute. Wheels just grabbed UIDs, so we'll get that going in just a second. But while I'm at it, can I please get a quick check in chat from any of you guys, you fine folk watching, that you can hear me, and you can also see what's going on the screen. I'm going to the right, and then back to the left, and then back to the right. And we'll get everything squared away. If I'm too quiet or if everything's too loud, let me know. As I said, we have the consolation race coming up first, and Jeremy Hinters is actually in that consolation race. He is lined up 4th, it looks like. So this should be very, very fun, to say the least. There's about 16 to 20 guys, it looks like, from that list that are also lining up for this race. So we will get things kicked off in just a second now. Here we go. Next race, 250 motocross consi, and that is now going. So the restart has been called. Michael Wheeler, the host and president of RaceFactorGaming.com, runs this series, and he's got scripts and he makes the things happen. So shout out to Race Factor Gaming, our first sponsor call out of the night, making this beautiful Thunder Valley National for us to ride on. Great, thank you guys in chat for letting me know that I'm all good to go. And speaking of good to go, we are just about good to go. I'm going to take a look at, let's take a look at Kevin from Zaka, as he's on about the middle inside of the gate. It looks like a lot of riders forgot to set their gate. Look at, there's a bunch of riders out here too, but for Zaka's up the inside on the 229. The consolation race is underway here at Thunder Valley as they come ripping into turn 1, and it's going to be the 14 machine. Jeremy Hinters slides his way across the line first. He's going to take that whole shot. And look at the host of riders coming through as Russell Cruiser goes down and takes a couple riders with them. Saulnier mixed up there with the 112. That may have, or no, sorry, Saulnier is the 112. That would be the 139 of Quentin Deese. And Saulnier looking like he's already going after Hinters for the lead out here as he jumps down to the inside, almost makes contact, but takes the lead away. So Hinters slots back into the number 2 ride. He's got to watch out for the 139 of Quentin Deese coming after him. Only top 4 go to the motos out of this one. We've already got 36 riders seeded into the into the races right now through qualifying, and the other 4 that are going to join them in the 40-man 30-minute plus 2-lap motos are on the track right now, and we will determine who that is that will be going through in just a few minutes here time. It's Saulnier from Hinters, and now Cale Simmerock actually just got passed by Cody Branson, so we've lost Quentin Deese as Matthias Janis. Tyler Crane is up here. That sounds like maybe he's on a 125. He is. Look at that big pipe. That thing is a giant pipe. It's not very shiny either, but it's huge. And he's ripping that 125. Tyler Crane, the winningest, I believe, national rider of all time. 19 overall wins. Never won a championship, though, unfortunately. So even tonight on the 250, he's got his work cut out for him in this consolation race, as for Zaka, who we watched off the start, has got, that's Chase Donovan on the 51 right behind him, and JTD, and there is Deese, who has definitely gone backwards. He's in about, 10th, as he just gets a spot on Janis, who went down. And then Deese gets into for Zaka, and they both get stood up, and Deese is off the track. For Zaka gets passed by David Wright. Now Crane is going backwards as Wright gets by. These consies are always full of action as Crane gets them back, and then we have JTD yard sailing right before the wall here. So here's all the guys that will get by. Simmerock, Branson, Hinters, and Saulnier still in the top 4 spots, just kind of cruising at this point. with all the chaos going on behind him. This is your battle for 5th between Crane, Wright, and Frazaka. Crane ripping that 125. So as I mentioned, Crane, the winningest national rider of all time, as we've got a crash. That is Branson, who's on the deck. So here comes Crane. Ooh, almost off the outside of the track. In fact, almost got passed by David Wright in the process. He's really having to wring that 125 out. Despite Crane being the winningest rider of all time, long gone are his days, I would say, of being an absolute top flight rider. Oh, Branson back onto the track, and Wright hits him, so Crane with some smart riding gets by. He's into a transfer spot now. But Crane, the height of Crane's career more or less was in 2012 and 2013 when he was bridesmaid in the outdoor championship, the 450 outdoor championship, both years. Narrowly missed out on the 2012 championship, which was won by Tyson Fresquez. He was only 2 points back at the end, and then he took Zach Dupuis all the way to the last moto at Lake Elsinore in 2013, where Dupuis was able to come out victorious. And that's Cimaroc that just went down. So now Frazaka finds his way into the last transfer spot, and he still has David Wright all over back of him, and these guys are just nowhere, they're nowhere near Hinners, who is still kind of tailing Saulnier up here, but these guys are long gone. Look at the gap here, we'll see. In fact, here's Hinners going by the mechanics area over the finish line, and you can see Crane going the other way, just to give you an idea of the gap, as Wright just got put on the deck by Frazaka. So here is Crane coming down. Running in the number 3 spot, and we were halfway through this consolation race. At least these guys are. The front two are about halfway plus a half a lap through. Not quite that far, but you get the point. Frazaka in the last transfer spot right now. And Josh Betts is coming through in 5th with Cimaroc in the number 6 spot. So we'll see if Betts and Cimaroc can't get things going again and try to get up to the number 229 Tagger Designs ride of Kevin Frazaka. Kevin from Zaka is what we usually call him. Nice fellow. Ooh, Crane almost out of shape going through their ridiculously large rough on this Thunder Valley track. This track built by Checkers this week. And Checkers was not shy on the raise tool with his bumps. It's a fun track though, and if you get the flow on it, it definitely feels pretty fun. But a lot of people complaining this week about the size of the roughness on this track. We've had really kind of 3 completely different style tracks. I mean, it kind of goes with it though, because of the fact that we've had 3 different track makers build the tracks thus far this year, as it was Ryan Mahan who built the displacement for the opening round at Hangtown. Stephen Barrington did most of the work to Glen Helen last week, and then Checkers, Chris Riesenberg this week at Thunder Valley, as Saulnier tries to backflip but goes down. He may just hang on to the lead over Hinners though. I think, yeah, he will. He's going to get going just now. Hinners land in the triple. So Hinners and Saulnier look like they're pretty much locked into getting into the motos at this point, although nothing is a guarantee, and Betts looks to be about 15 seconds back of those two at this point, but he is also not in at the moment. Although he does seem to be catching Frazaka just a little bit. Frazaka really tiptoeing to that inside rut. Oh, and then Betts, he just loses it, dumps the moto chasing Yamaha down before the mechanics area. He's going to get passed by Cimaroc, and then that was JTD who's on the move again. So Betts gets up in front of David Wright with Cimaroc still right there. Wright launches the wall to flat, doesn't get the pass done though, as we're on the white flag now. There's Cimaroc, oh, almost getting collected with his apparently former teammate and team owner for that matter, Chase Donovan. I thought Cimaroc was on moto chasing, as you see Donovan is here, but I guess he is not. Battle for second on between two runners with career numbers. The number 14 career number of Jeremy Hinners being tailed down by the number 16 machine, Tyler Crane. So people able to run whatever class they want now that the license system is all but gone with the new membership system. Crane taking advantage of that. Hinners was another rider that also pointed out of the 250 class is what is Saulnier doing? He just Bonaire Leclerc the triple, and Hinners just dumped his SYS Yamaha. So Crane gets by, and then Crane makes a big mistake. Zaka not too far off these guys, but fortunately they've got a decent sized gap over David Wright, although Zaka really can't afford to have a fall off crash here. It would be close. Whoa, Hinners big time out of shape. Hang on to it there, Jeremy. As Saulnier works his way around. White flag out, of course, so this is the last lap of the race, and we've only got 2 corners from here basically to go. This is 3 corners to go, and the second to last corner before the mechanics area. Saulnier brings it on down. Oh, over the bars, he gets a big kick, so Saulnier is actually not going to win this Consi. It's going to be Tyler Crane as long as he stays up, and he will. So Crane on the 16 ride is going to come through and take his 125 to victory as he wins the Consi. Hinners comes across second, Saulnier third, and Kevin Zaka brings it home. He's in fourth, and he is the last runner going through to the motos, and he's got a nice sizable gap on David Wright, so cuts definitely should not be a factor in the end result of this one. Donovan down, JTD, Quentin Dees, Josh Betts has rage quit, Cimaroc, Tristan Runyon's back here with Matthias Janis. So these guys will not be going through. Russell Cruza, who was down early in that second corner crash. Zoa Cross also not going through. Riley Moran, Moto Agogo ripping the 125, Team Ewok. Got a new controller today. His wife is freaking awesome. Got him a new controller after his broke. But he's also not going through to the motos. Nor will Stillman, George, Edmondson, Uzik, myself in warm-up mode, Cody Branson. All right, so we're just gonna wait for Moto Agogo to bring it on home. Yeehaw! Jumping from the side of the track back on. And while we're on the subject of Mr. Moto Agogo, you guys can check out the amateur live streams for the Tiger Designs Amateur Nationals presented by Meta. That is every Sunday night, same time, but in a different location. You can head over to twitch.tv/Moto Agogo. And this man right here will bring you the live coverage of all the AM stuff. He does a great job. He also has his own little weekly live streams that he puts on. Full-time live streamer on Twitch. Does some awesome stuff, so we recommend checking him out regardless of if you're going to watch the amateur stuff or not. But the amateur stuff is definitely good fun to watch, and he brings it to us live every Sunday night at around 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. So Moto Agogo plays caboose today in the 250 Consolation race. Or he doesn't, actually. He gets one final spot at the end. Riley Moran plays caboose. And the top 4 stay the same for Zaka, Saulnier, Hinners, and Crane going through to the motos. So that does it for the 250 Consolation race. Up next will be the 250 motos, and we'll bring you guys that rundown in just a moment. Thank you all for watching tonight, by the way. We got 59 viewers going on right now, as far as I can see. Moto Agogo jumping into chat right after the Consolation race, saying he did his best. All right, 250 Moto 1 lineup check is on the gate, and I'll go ahead and give you guys a rundown of all the guys we are expecting to see on the line here in tonight's 250 Motos here at Thunder Valley in just 1 second. You too can join in on the reading of this if you head to racefactorgaming.com/live-timing. And over there they have accurate, up-to-date live timing of the motos as it's going on, just as a pro motocross national would. It's pretty bitchin' stuff. All right, here is the top 40 rundown for your 250 class Pro National from Thunder Valley here in 2016. The number 164 of Hunter Deischer, the number 194 of Walter Gebhardt, Verb Motos, number 62 of Finn Collins, the number 831 Colton Mitchell, 132 is Taylor Bell, 108 is Devin Ryan, the 16, which you guys just saw out there. It's none other than Tyler Crane. Let's just make sure that somebody else is still loading in. Yeah, Henners is still loading in. All right, so parade lap out there. The number 150 of Jeremy Cohenauer, the number 784 of Derek Thorpe, 229 Kevin Ferzaka, 76 Chase Blakely, 264 of Charlie Way, the number 20 of Jared Seidhoff, the number 4 of Jeremy Smith, the number 18 of Kevin Leylong, the number 219 Jordan Moxley, 84 Ivan Medina, 35 Joseph Nazrak, 31 of Connor Linz, the 40 of Clement Lana, the 15 of Victor Nykott, the 53 of Craig Leake, the 163 of Josh Williams, the 112 of Dominic Saulnier, the 45 of Daniel Mills, the 87 of Phil Bull, the 73 of Russ Chapman, the 52 Connor Holiak, 23 Kyle Robb, 14 Jeremy Hinders, 47 Yannick Mueller, 822 of Jake Rose, the 11 of Thomas Wilcox, 513 of Fred Heather, 146 Stefan Guido, number 80 Tanner Rogers, number 34 Tyler Lewis, number 92 Dylan Copeland, number 245 Andrew Jennings, and your points leader, the number 17 Prime Designs graphics machine of Dade Honeywell. He went 1-1 last week at Glen Helen, trying to back up that performance this week. Was right at the top of the qualifying sheets as well, alongside Kyle Robb and Jared Seidhoff. So we are just about set to go racing, ladies and gentlefish, here at the Thunder Valley National. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, as I've already said. We hope you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy 2 30-minute plus 2-lap motos here. We'll throw it over to Hinders, as I've already mentioned. He'll take over for 450s, and then we'll bring you more action from the 450s tonight. But now it's time for the 250s from Thunder Valley. And take a quick check-in chat. We were waiting for, I think, Hinders to get back in as he timed out. Take a look around the circuit right now. See some of these runners that I just mentioned. Kyle Robb, Connor Linz, Jared Seidhoff. Interesting that I downloaded the Versus PC update, and yet I don't have Linz's skins, so they must have done something wrong there with the JMs or something. Tyler Lewis, Jared Seidhoff, Charlie Way, Phil Bull, Joseph Nazrak, Jeremy Cohenauer, Dade Honeywell, Colton Mitchell, Craig Leake. Who else we got? Saulnier, Wilcox, Heather. Picked up a new ride this week, which was from Bottom Media Racing. Hunter Deischer, Taylor Bell, Ivan Medina, Jeremy Smith, Stefan Guido, a new ride this week also, or a different ride for that matter. I'm not sure what he's on, but he's no longer on the Star Racing Yamalube Yamaha team. Tyler Crane we just saw, Clement Lana, Taylor Bell, Derek Thorpe. And here we go. Looks like we're just about set to go racing. 30 minutes plus 2 laps is the call. I'm going to take a look at someone probably on the inside. Let's go with Clement Lana on the 40 EMC Concept Graph Machine. I'm sure he'll be somewhere on the inside, near the inside of the box. And there he is on the 40. Looks like far left, maybe even farthest left, is going to be Honeywell on the 17. Then the 23 of Robb, 20 of Seidhoff, 31, 45. It's a whole host of riders. It's time to go racing from Thunder Valley. Let's go. Oh, and it's a good jump out of the 17, but it's going to be the 108 of Devin Ryan who slings it around, and he's going to grab that hole shot on this Tagger Designs Honda, and Honeywell makes a big mistake coming into the second corner. So Ryan leads the way from Seidhoff now, side by side with Jeremy Smith, and Seidhoff's going to get the spot. Honeywell able to keep that Honda underneath of him, and he sticks in the 4 ride. All Hondas up front here, all different Hondas for that matter. Tagger Designs, then the Motorsport Honda, the TBR Honda, and the Prime Designs Graphics Honda. Everybody on the Mason Clendenin style Honda, except for the Tagger guys, I think, are on a different Honda. But it is Ryan leading the way. Seidhoff down the inside trying to take it away from him already, and he's going to get it. So Seidhoff to the lead, only 4 corners into the first moto here. So let's see if he can run off and stake claim. Remember, Kyle Robb and Honeywell both set faster times than Seidhoff, but Seidhoff was the 3rd fastest qualifier. He's trying to run away as Smith still holds off Honeywell. We got Tyler Lewis, Lana, Mills, Blakely, Leak, Nycott. I'm looking for Kyle Robb, and I'm not seeing him. As Hinders goes down with Holiak, and then there's just people going everywhere. Still don't see Kyle Robb. Oh, there he is. Just off of the big triple in the back. He's in about 20th as Tyler Crane gets sent to the deck, and he took a Star Racing Yamalu Yamaha rider with him. Not sure who that was. But that actually really helped Kyle Robb. He's up into the 15 spot now as he's right behind Ivan Medina. So Robb was fast this week, but it's already bit him early with a bad start. As Seidhoff makes a little bit of a mistake there exiting corner before the mechanics area, but he's all fine and dandy. Look at this battle going on for second as Ryan has heat from the number 4 of Jeremy Smith and the number 17, your points leader, Dade Honeywell, over the line to complete lap 1. Smith trying to tuck to the inside, the far inside. Might he get by? He will. Good move from the 4, and Honeywell's trying to follow suit, but Ryan slings it around the outside and holds on to the number 3 ride. So let's see what Honeywell can do here. He's going after Devin Ryan as well. Once again, up the hill. On lap number 2 here, Honeywell scrubs it down. He's got a good line, but Ryan shuts the door. Now up to the very, very highest point of the track on Thunder Valley, right by the Thunder Valley logo there, or the sign. Oh, Honeywell! Oh, he gets all kinds of swapped, and he's down, and somehow Devin Ryan stayed on the bike. But he's going to fall backwards as Lana, Mills, Lewis, and a host of other riders go through. Oh, Mills almost off the track as he gets back on in front of his teammate Chase Blakely. And there's Devin Ryan on the 108 on the right side of the track. Honeywell somehow managed to get up in this group still. And look at there's just people everywhere now. Oh no, oh, big crash. Devin Ryan down again, and it takes Honeywell off the bike again. Honeywell caused that first crash, but Ryan able to stay on the bike both times, so very fortunate for the Tag Designs riders. So let's go back up front just to kind of reset things as Seidhoff now is starting to pull away from Jeremy Smith. Tyler Lewis under attack here from his teammate Craig Leak. Leak may have his try-hard pants on, as he just recently discovered he's top 10 in the Grand National Championship, and he wants to earn himself that career number. So a couple good weeks of racing this outdoor season already for Craig Leak, and finds himself battling it out for the podium here early in moto number 1. And just when you thought it was crazy to see all those Hondas up front, look at this train of Suzukis. We got Lewis on the Verb-Moto Suzuki with his teammate, Craig Leak right behind him, then Lana on the EMC Suzuki. So the EMC team back this week in full force with Lana, Nycott, Kevin LeLong, Johan Mayer, all those guys back on the Zooks. And Finn Collins, Verb-Moto Suzuki, and there is Nycott on the other EMC Suzuki. Charlie Way, first privateer we're seeing inside of the top 10. Good run for the 264s. He's got Devin Ryan knocking on his back door. Then it's back to the Hondas as Holiak comes through on the Verb-Moto Suzuki should be, but he's on a Yamaha dyno. Honeywell is trying to get by him, but just couldn't quite do it just then. Now Lynn's fighting his way into this. Here's Blakely, and Hinders finds himself up front coming out of the Consi. Dylan Copeland, Hunter Deischer, Jordan Moxie, and then Kyle Robb. So Robb has actually gone backwards since we saw him earlier on. He was in 15th, and he's definitely not there anymore, as it looks like that may have been LeLong. No, that was Lana that went off the track. And Daniel Mills snuck by, as did Devin Ryan, I think. Oh, Finn Collins is down. He's off the bike, and there goes everybody that he was just battling with. And Lewis has gone way backwards, too. He was right up there in 3rd. He's now outside of the top 10, as Honeywell is in the number 10 ride. Now Lana just got passed by Holiak, that looks like, yep. And Daniel Mills is up here as well. Mills had a really great Glen Helen. I think he went 4-4. Looking very, very comfortable. He's running up front again with these guys, so Mills really probably the best Tagger Designs rider they have right now. Obviously he's chasing his teammate Devin Ryan, but Mills has been solid this year. While Burkeen continues to kind of miss races, I don't think he's expected to be here tonight either. Good battle going on between these guys. Looks like Mills may get to the inside, but Ryan makes that middle line work as here's Honeywell trying to get around the outside of Holiak. This is just a freight train of riders coming through the mechanics area and then over the finish line. Different lines being taken. Oh, Honeywell, I thought he was going to get into the back of Holiak as Holiak tries to go down the inside of Mills. And different lines again as it looks like Lana may have just dumped the EMC Suzuki in the background, and Mills is going to work hard on his teammate Devin Ryan, who flat tracks around the inside of that corner, and they all kind of funnel to this second to the outside rut and work their way back up the hill. Oh, what a battle this is. 4 riders. Nearly you could throw a blanket over them as there goes Mills to the inside of his teammate Ryan. He gets the pass done. And Holiak is just going to follow him right through down the inside into the really big rough. As Ryan almost makes a mistake, almost goes off the track, and Honeywell's knocking on the back door there, trying to get by. Holiak might be the one on the move here. Look at, he's already on the back of D-Mills. As Ryan makes a little mistake down the inside, but actually made it work. This group honestly seems to be catching Nikot and Way as well, so good battle in between these guys. These guys, Nikot and Way are 4th and 5th, and 6th is Mills, who has Holiak still breathing down his neck, and then Devin Ryan. Honeywell's lost a little bit of ground, then Lynn's sneaking up into the group with Finn Collins right off the back. Finn Collins looks to be running in the 11th spot. As the Holiak-Mills battle continues to rage on. It's kind of interesting to see the line choices that these 250 guys are making. Very, very similar to the 450 class as opposed to Glen Helen. And here we go down the mechanics area. Does Mills have the run on Nikot? Tries to get alongside on the wall, but just can't quite do it. So Nikot must have made a mistake to get himself back into this position. Now Mills is trying down the inside after the finish, and it might cost him a spot as here comes Holiak. Mills is all kinds out of shape. Holiak around the outside is going to get a great drive, and he's on the inside going into turn 1 here at the top of the hill. So Holiak on the 52 makes the pass. And it looks like Honeywell also got by Devin Ryan in the background. Man, look at Holiak. This guy's on a charge here. Back from suspension, being suspended nearly all of Supercross. And Holiak coming down. The downhill is all over Nikot here. This is for the 5 spot. Man, how about Charlie Way running in the 4 spot, though? Privateering it up. Oh, and Nikot dumps the Suzuki off the berm in the background, so Holiak, Mills, Honeywell, they all go through. Now Ryan goes through and lands before Nikot can think about going, and he's now going to be under attack from Finn Collins here soon. So tons of spots lost by the French rider. Oh, and then Mills went off the track at the bottom of the sweeper. So all the spots that Daniel Mills had gained and all that immediately gone backwards. Up front, Sidehoff just checking out though, running smooth laps. 10 minutes into this 30-minute plus 2-lap affair, and he's got a nice little comfortable 15-second lead over this man, number 4, Jeremy Smith. So speaking with Smith before the race, he had a very, very rough hangtown, did not look very close to the pace at all, and just in general struggled at that track. He's not expected to race all the rounds. But he looked a lot better at Glen Helen. Challenged for the win in both motos. Ended up, I think, second overall on the day with a 3-2. And then here, I talked to him, and it sounded like he wasn't expecting to do that well here. He just downloaded the track today, as opposed to most people who downloaded it on Tuesday and have been playing it 24/7, or 24/2 for that matter, since it's only 2 days. But you get the point. And Smith was basically saying that he thought he did well at Glen Helen because he actually put a lot more time into the track, as opposed to Hangtown, where he kind of did a similar thing that he is doing here, where he just played the track right before the race. Just got a few of the lines down and went with it. But he's proven that theory isn't really too correct at the moment. He's running in that number 2 spot and looking smooth. Of course, Smith, an absolute ripper in real life as well. Expected to be racing at the High Point National in real life next week, as well as I think 6 other rounds beyond that. I would assume that includes Millville, Budds Creek, Redbud, Indiana, and Southwick, I would guess. Oh, and Unadilla too, maybe. So somewhere in there's 6 rounds that he's going to be racing. Right now, he is just watching Seidhoff streak away in the distance. In fact, he's probably watching his gap to Craig Leak come down a little bit here. Or at least someone is telling him, because Leak is on the charge right now, and he's only about 3 or 4 seconds back of the number 4 machine. Oh, and now Honeywell, he's slotted up into the number 4 spot, so Honeywell's put on a nice charge. Something tells me Honeywell and Seidhoff might be set to go fisticuffs for all 12 of these rounds outdoors. Trying to become your next outdoor champion. Lynn's also up into the top 5 as Devin Ryan. Oh, big time out of shape in the mechanics area. Thought he might go down. We have a rider down in the background that looks like it might be Daniel Mills. It's Mills or Blakely, one of the 2 tagger riders. Nycott, Ben Collins, Connor Holiak. Now Kyle Robb comes through inside of the top 10. I believe it was Mills that was, well, I guess it could have been Blakely. It was one of those 2 guys running pretty much the same setups. And Charlie Way is having some issues. The rider out of Great Britain is experiencing some serious internet problems. We are locked onto him on screen right now, but he's not going through any timing. Oh, there we go. Now he's moving again. Oh, this is not good. He's got the Magic Man going. Still not back yet. I'm gonna make sure you guys don't get sick off of that, because that can be brutal. So Seidhoff still running away from Smith, and Leak closing in. Honeywell in the 4 spot, Lynn's 5, Devin Ryan in 6, and he's got Nycott closing in. So let's go ahead and go on board right now with the number 15 of Nycott and see what he can do. The rider out of France. Down the inside, oh, almost showed a nose there. He's trying to keep close to Ryan, but man, Devin, as soon as he almost got past there, ripped through that section like it was nothing. Nycott, one of the few riders I'm seeing going inside here. Oh, Devin Ryan just got into the bales. Can Nycott get to the inside? He's gonna have the inside line. They're gonna come out side by side. Ryan's gonna try to drag race him. He's still on the left side of your screen there. And Nycott down the inside is going to get the pass done for the time being, but something tells me this battle's not over, especially with Kyle Robb sneaking up from the background here on the 23. Take a look at the best lap times. Fastest man on track is Seidhoff at a 2:03.6. That's your fastest lap of the race. And he was also the fastest man on track last time by at a 2:04.3. Kyle Robb has now moved into the number 8 spot. He just did a 2:04.5 that last time by, so he is definitely on the charges. He's all over the back of Devin Ryan, and he's down the inside as Ryan lands and immediately slides out, so Robb gets through and takes the spot. Robb is already going after Nikot here on the 15, so let's continue with our onboard brigade here. Down into the dreaded Stu Tomac section. And look at Robb, he's just all over the track, working the lines well, working right up to the back of Nikot. Try an inside line down here. It's a lot rougher on that inside, but honestly was able to close up. Sticking with Nikot here to the inside, the very far end of the lower left end of the circuit. Oh, I thought he was going to cross right there. That was close. Do not want to have a fall-off crash right now if you're Kyle Robb. You're on a good charge. You've got to the back of Nikot for 6, and you're really not that far off of the guys ahead at the moment. Next two guys are maybe about 10 seconds up the road. Just looking for a way around Nikot down by the mechanics area. Oh, so smooth on the wall. He stayed pretty low. And he'll try the inside here. Let's see. Second rut. Pulls alongside, but not quite enough to get next to Nikot just yet. Another inside line going back up the hill. Nikot continues to control that inside going into turn 1, so Robb can't do anything about it yet. Shows him a wheel, but not able to just sneak in there. Back through the rollers, over the double at the top. Looks like Nikot so far has responded quite well to pressure. How long can he hold off this charge? Everybody elected to go pretty much to the outside as far as you can go out here, just trying to take the smoothest line for that matter. Kyle continuing to just kind of follow. Obviously wasn't close enough really to make an inside desperation move there, but still not working the lines like he was, and again, another big mistake for Robb. Fortunately, it appears as though they've stretched that gap over out from Daniel Mills now, so Devin Ryan's gone backwards. Speaking of where we are on the track, we are over halfway into this race, so I'm going to go ahead and give a top 10 England top 10 rundown. Brought to you by Race Tech Suspension, the guys over at Race Tech hooking you up with the best suspension and now engines. The better part of 30 years, racetech.com for all your suspension and engine needs. Number 20, motorsport.com, Honda of Jared Seidhoff, formerly the points leader at Glen Helen. He's running away with this first moto here at Thunder Valley. He's got a nice sizable lead. It's out to 27 seconds as it just checks in on timing and scoring over Jeremy Smith. And here is Smith on the 4 in second. TBR Zone 2013 National Motocross Champion. And Craig Leake is just slowly, but surely reeling him in here on the 53 Verb Moto Ride, running in the number 3 spot. Here is your points leader, the number 17 of Dade Honeywell, as he's trying to push his way up into that mix. Could get there by the end of the moto. We're now 20 minutes into this 30-minute plus 2-lap affair. Nikot still holds down the 5 ride, and Robb is nowhere near him. Well, actually, it's close, but a lot further back than he was. So Nikot, the rider out of France on the 15 EMC ride, is inside of the top 5. Here is Robb, now closing back in once again, the number 23 Prime Design Graphics rider. Then we go back to Connor Linz on the 31 versus PC machine. Linz is currently running in the 7th spot. Devin Ryan is in 8th on the 108 Tagger Designs ride. Ben Collins 9th, number 62 that is, on the Verb Moto Suzuki. And Daniel Mills on the 45 Tagger Designs Honda rounds out your top 10. We'll just continue on through the top 20 here. Clement Lana 11th, Chase Blakely is 12th, Holiak is 13th, Tyler Lewis is in 14th. Hunter Dysher running in the 15th spot. Phil Bull is 16th with Hinders closing in from 17th. Charging in hard is Hinders. Colt Mitchell, Splitfire's own, is in 18th. Charlie Way, who we lost earlier on, he was having internet issues. He's running as high as 4th. He's all the way back to the 19th spot now. And Stefan Guido rounds out your top 20 at the moment on the 146 Privateer machine. All right, let's see. Rob has gone backwards again. Must have had a fall. He actually might be coming under attack from Devin Ryan soon if he's not careful. How about this battle going on between Finn Collins and the 45 of Daniel Mills as they go down past the mechanics area, just hopping their way through that rough. Brutal rough here at Thunder Valley. This might be one of those tracks where people have some sore hands. It sounds stupid, but anybody who's put in really intense 30-minute plus 2-lap motos in this game knows that your hands tend to tighten up, especially if you're in kind of a pressured situation like this. You're under attack from the rider behind, or if you're trying to run down the runner in front. Get that heart rate going a little bit, get excited, and everything immediately starts to tense up. Famously, most people say, I don't know what to do with my hands. I feel like that came from Peter Lijk back in 2012 when he was leading the first 3 laps of the 250 Washougal National. And I happened to be in the TeamSpeak chat when he was doing that with about 10 or so other guys. All 3 laps, he was like, I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do with my hands. He's just screaming. And now that phrase used by a lot of people in Sim. It's all kind of spread out as Collins just went down, so Lana will get by, and Holiak will also get by. So Collins going back to the 11th spot, it looks like. No, the 12th spot, excuse me, as Holiak is 10th. Lana is 10th, Holiak 11th. Mills running in 9th there, Devin Ryan, Connor Lins. Everybody pretty spread out now. Actually, Honeywell just got by, that was Craig Leake must have gone down because he's no longer anywhere near Jeremy Smith. But Honeywell is on the charge. He's going after Jeremy Smith for that number 2 spot, and he just laid down a 2:02.8. He had a 2:01.9. That is definitely the fastest lap of the race. And he set that on lap 8, currently on lap 12. Got about 6 minutes plus 2 laps to go. And at this pace, he's going to run right through Jeremy Smith. Forget about getting to pass him. Unfortunately for Honeywell's sake, this is about as far as he can hope to get, is in the second around Smith as Seidhoff has since checked out. Seidhoff's lead out to a whopping 38.3 seconds. So he is long gone. He paid, got the checkbook out, and tipped the waitress a long time ago. He's not coming back. This battle for second is raging. Honeywell trying to go after Smith, who is trying the inside line here. And then it leads to the outside for him as Honeywell kind of does an out-in. They end up in about the same spot as they all funnel to the inside of this corner. Honeywell's close. Let's see what he can do. Battle for second on track in 250 Moto 1 of the Thunder Valley 250 Pro National. Oh, Honeywell, big mistake. Fortunate to save it though. It actually did not lose much time, if any, to Smith. Lost about a second, honestly. Oh, off the track. Gets back on though. And after all it's said and done, he still does a 2:04.4. So Honeywell definitely the man on the move right now. On track for that matter. Smith so far answering to the attack from the number 17. Smith has definitely got to know that he's there though, and someone is certainly telling him where Honeywell might be faster, so Smith could probably respond, maybe go a little bit faster in that section himself. Honestly, it looks like everywhere Honeywell goes, he's going faster. He just pretty much outbraked him coming into that U-turn. Now coming up the hill, almost pulls alongside on the uphill triples. Smith is going to tuck to the second rut. Honeywell forced to go way wide. Oh, Honeywell. Oh, I thought he was trying to cut back underneath, but it looked like he actually lost the front end. Now Smith goes long, and Honeywell going to try to get to the inside. That leads to the outside. Smith shuts the door, though. This is a good battle for second. Honeywell, nope, Smith shuts the door again down to the inside. And now to the outside is Honeywell going everywhere, but Smith is just blocking the lines left and right. Now Honeywell pulls alongside. Is he going to be able to shut the door? He will. Honeywell into the number 2 spot. So finally, all that hard work of trying to get around Smith pays off for Honeywell as he's into the 2nd spot. They have gapped Craig Leak sizably. Oh, and then simultaneous slide outs. I think Honeywell was the first to slide there, and Smith, reacting to it, slid out by himself. So now Honeywell has to go back to work. See if he can't get around Jeremy Smith for second. Again, as we said, Sidehoff long gone here all the way at the high end of the circuit as these guys go across the finish line. Oh man, Smith thought he was going to swap his way to the deck right there, but stayed up. Honeywell continuing to work that outside coming up the hill. I want to look back a little bit here and see what's going on. Nycott's still top 5. Rob has a lapper right behind him. Then Linz, Ryan, Mills, and Collins, they're all kind of separated for the most part. So this is still the closest battle right now between Smith and Honeywell for the 2nd spot. Oh, I thought Smith almost went off the track. That was going to be close. So after Honeywell was able to finally charge through and get the spot on Smith in the long sweeper, not that one, but the 1-2 corners from now, he's right back on him again, coming to the same section, and we'll see if he can't do a similar maneuver, although Smith a little further ahead this time, and he might stick to the inside here. Yeah, a little bit smoother there. Then works his way all the way to the outside. So very different lines being taken in that long sweeper by these two riders, but both of them seem to work out reasonably equal. For both of these guys' sake, though, they actually kind of need to be a little bit more careful when passing one another at this point, because Craig Leak is lurking there in the 4th spot. He's not too far back. These guys, about 7 seconds or so back. As Honeywell once again right onto the tail feathers of Jeremy Smith down past the mechanics area, and just coming out of that corner into the mechanics area is Craig Leak. So like I said, cannot afford to have a fall off for either of these riders. And we're just about to hit the 30-minute mark, so we'll have 2 laps to go next time by once Sidehoff clicks through. And there it is, 30 minutes. Top left of your screen, you can see the time there. Man, Honeywell's really pushing the boundaries here on Smith, trying to get him to make a mistake, but Smith just won't do it. He's always so solid. Oh, and then finally he goes down, and there's the mistake that neither of them needed as Smith is off the bike, and Leak is going to come through and get by Smith at the very least, but he's on the back of Honeywell for second. So Leak trying to close down on Honeywell. Take a quick glance out front. Seidhoff not to the line yet, but next time by will be 2 laps to go. 250 Moto 1 just about wrapped up here. We'll have 250 Moto 1 coverage starting in about 8 minutes after the conclusion of 250 Moto 1. Did I say 250 Moto 1 coverage in 8 minutes after the conclusion of 250 Moto 1? I meant 250 Moto 2 coverage 8 minutes after the conclusion of 250 Moto 1. You guys knew what I was talking about though, so it's all good. Looks like Leak may not have the pace to run with Honeywell here as long as Honeywell stays on 2 wheels. So as close as he got, that's as best as he's gonna do. Is Smith still runs in the number 4 spot, and Nikon has to cut down to avoid the downed rider of Dylan Copeland, and that allows Kyle Robb to catch right up to the back of him here. Robb, all kinds of mistakes, almost into the tough blocks. Rob was close, but seems like he's actually not close enough to make a move just yet on Nikot. Linz, Ryan, Mills, Collins. Lana's close to Collins. Not close enough to make a move. Holiak might be actually closer to Lana, but not close enough to make a move either. Colton Mitchell, Chase Blakely. Hunter Deischer battling it out with Phil Bull through the sweeper. And Bull thought he was going to get to the inside, but Deischer able to swing around the outside and hang on. Then Charlie Way under attack from Jeremy Hinders, who comes bunny hopping his way through the bumps. So good battles back here further in the pack between Deischer and Bull. And behind them, Way and Hinders. Derek Thorpe, who had a great Glen Helen last week, finds himself inside of the points in 19th right now. And Moxie has Guido right behind him for the last points-paying position. And I believe these guys have just been lapped as, yeah, I just saw Seidhoff click across the line, white flag in the air. And the battle for the third is on, actually, as Leak has taken over the number 2 ride, so we missed a crash from Honeywell somewhere. And it must have been a big one too, because he's behind Smith again. So Smith and Honeywell, they're just like a magnet, locked together for the latter half of this moto. Unfortunately, Honeywell could not stay off the ground. And now Nikot under pressure here from Kyle Robb for the number 5 spot. Robb around the outside, but checks up. White flag for these guys as well across the line. Oh no, Rob, big crash. And fortunately he's got a big gap on Linz, but there goes the chance he had on Nikot, and Honeywell has gone down as well because Smith is all alone. So it's pretty much Seidhoff to just cruise this thing home from here. Making that Motorsport Honda look so snazzy. And so on the ground too. But fortunately for him, Craig Leak is a nice and cool 32 seconds back of him, and Seidhoff just gets going like it's no big deal. So very, very good race here in Moto 1 for Seidhoff. Took the lead early after a 3rd place start, and pretty much just walked away. We haven't said much about him, we haven't seen him that much, but it's pretty much because he's made this thing a real snooze fest. But I'm sure he doesn't mind the fact that it's a snooze fest for us, because I'm sure it was a workhorse moto for him. And in the end, it looks like he's going to come out on top. Down past the mechanics area. And over the wall. And Jared Seidhoff, Motorsport Honda, is going to win Moto 1 here at Thunder Valley in the 250 class. So can Craig Leak bring this home in second? He should, as he's got a sizable gap on Smith. A little bit of lag for Leak, who always seems to run into some lag issues, but right now it's just staying cool enough that he's going to bring it home in second. So that's a career best, I believe, for Craig Leak on the 53. A very, very solid ride. And in the end, Smith is going to hold off Honeywell, who just could not seem to stay off the ground enough. He was in second. We thought he would stay there, but he ends up fourth in the end. And Nycott was just down on the deck coming into the mechanics area, but Rob has dropped a considerable margin back there. Man, I just saw him flash by at the bottom of the screen. He's about 15 seconds back at Nycott as Nycott takes home a top 5 here in Moto 1. Rob should be good for 6th. Oh, and Linz was charging, but he comes just comes up a bit short here in the end. So 6th for Rob, 7th for Linz, 8th for D Mills, 9th for Finn Collins at the moment. But man, this is not over yet. Look at this train of riders. Collins has his teammate Holiak, then Devin Ryan, Clement Lana, and Colt Mitchell all in tow. And honestly, Mills has got to be careful that he doesn't go down, or this could really go sour for him in a hurry from inside of the top 10 to way outside of the top 10 for that matter. He stays on 2 wheels coming into the rollers. Holiak good as well. Devin Ryan looks like he may have just got Lana, in fact. Oh, Lana to the end. Lana gets the spot, I think. Yes, he did by 0.8. And Mitchell comes across in 12th. I was wondering where Collins went. He clearly went down right there near the end. He's going to get 13th. And Chase Blakely will settle for 14th as Way has already finished in 15th. Bull was 16th. Hinders comes home 17th. Derek Thorpe in 18th. Jeremy Cohenauer 19th. And Hunter Deischer 20th. How about Lana and Devin Ryan drag racing to the line? I thought Ryan had the line cut down, and Lana somehow found a little sliver of hope to slide through there. And they actually both get by. That would be Holiak on cuts. How many cuts did Holiak have? 2.16. And looking further up the field, everybody stayed the same. So it was Seidhoff, Leak, Smith, Honeywell, Nycott, Rob, Linz, Mills, then Lana and Ryan inside of the top 10. Holiak 11th, Mitchell 12th, Collins 13th, Blakely 14th. And then Phil Bull 15th, Charlie Way 16th, Jeremy Hinders 17th, Derek Thorpe 18th, Cohenauer 19th, and Deischer gets the last points paying position by 1.9 seconds over Stefan Guido. Tyler Crane misses out on points, as does Tyler Lewis, Taylor Bell, Kevin LeLong, Thomas Wilcox, Jake Rose, Dominic Saulnier, Kevin Ferzaka, Dylan Copeland, Jordan Moxie, Joseph Nazarek, Josh Williams, Tanner Rogers, Ivan Medina, Walter Gebhardt, Fred Heather, Yannick Muller, Rush Chapman. Andrew Jennings never even made the start, so unfortunate for him. So that's 250 Moto 1 in the books. Finishing order down the left side of your screen. And I think somewhere in chat we will be alerted to how much time will be in between these races. Doesn't look like it's been said yet though. So I'll exit out of chat. Whew, what a moto. Whew. All right, 250 Moto 2 in 5 minutes as it's just been posted in chat now. Man, someone was absolutely ripping in the background. Oh man, so Seidhoff comes through, takes that win in Moto 1. Fastest lap of the race ended up being that 2:01.937 out of Dade Honeywell in lap number 8. Looks like second fastest on the track was actually Kyle Robb at a 2:03.2. And he did it late too, lap 16. I think there's only there's 17 laps, I apologize. So fantastic action in Moto 1 and Moto 2 will be coming to your living room in about 3 minutes. And looks like there's already some funsies going on in chat, but I don't want to have a bunch of cursing on the live stream, so I'll keep it down from there. If you guys want to take this time to ask any questions, that's fine. As Checkers joins us in the channel.
What's up, K-Dog?
What's up?
Oh, you know, I heard there was a dirt bike race going on tonight. I just was reviewing a little track with Kyle Watts for next week, and now I'm going to come watch some dirt bike racing action, virtual stuff. Off-road moped hill ramping competitions.
Sweet, man. Awesome. Glad to have you here. Chris Riesenberg, brought to you by Race Tech Suspension, joining us here in the chat right now. And it looks like Race Carlin is also here, but his microphone's muted.
He probably just wanted to hear our beautiful voices.
Oh, yes, he did.
Give me the rundown. I know that Sidehoff dominated Moto #1, but what else happened? Who else was on the podium? What else exciting is going on in the world of sim?
Yeah, well, like you said, Sidehoff definitely dominated, but behind him it was kind of chaos. Smith ran second for a long time and was caught by Honeywell late in the moto. Honeywell passed him, then crashed by himself. And during all that, Smith was actually caught and passed by Craig Leake. So when Honeywell went down, he fell back behind both of them and could not pass either of them by the end of the race. So Leake with a second, Smith on the podium in third, and Honeywell and Nycott, Kyle Robbins sixth, so a turnaround moto after that DNF last week. Connor Linz, Daniel Mills, Clement Lana, and Devin Ryan was the top 10. So it's pretty much standard. I mean, we kind of the guys that we expected to be up front ran up front for most of the moto.
Great performance by Craig Leake.
Yeah,
that's a surprise to me. And then I mean, it's pretty much the who's who, right? And probably the other person I'm impressed with so far this season in the 250 class is Daniel Mills. Obviously one of the OGs of the game, and dropping into the 250 class for this national series, and obviously he's putting some time in, more than he probably has in a long time, because you don't do this good without putting time in. So pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, we made mention to it that he was actually, I think he was inside of the top 5 in both motos at Glen Helen last week, so he was really a ripper there, and then already in 8th today. Kind of struggled, but still another top 10, and like you said, he's really kind of shined through, even though he's one of the OGs. It's kind of rare to see the OGs really step up to the plate these days, so cool to see for sure.
Yeah, really, really interesting being on the 250. I'm sure his starts help him. He's always been a really good starter in the game.
Yes.
And also that he's racing Canadian Nationals, or at least I know he raced the first round of real moto stuff. So he's got to be focused on his real racing stuff, which you would think would take a lot of time away from sim, but perhaps that's kind of actually helping him, where he's focused on real racing. Obviously that you can only do so much training and riding, and then you have free time. So maybe he's devoting that free time back to sim as well. So who knows?
Yeah,
but regardless, he's killing it, and I'm stoked to see it, because he's one of the dudes that I've actually got to meet and hang out with, and he's rad. So
yeah, absolutely. He's a real awesome dude in real life, like you said, a real ripper in real life, and we wish him the best in his real life endeavors. I don't think he's gone pro just yet, but some of his friends have. So
yeah, pretty crazy. He's actually a really good starter in real life, so maybe he's just had ridiculous reaction times.
Yeah,
he's just gifted with that, and that's why he's such a good starter in sim and IRL.
Yeah, no question about that. So we got 250 Moto 2 should be coming up here any minute now. We're just about at the 5-minute mark that Wheels had called out. And this is going to be another interesting one, I think. Like to see those fast guys start up front this time. Honeywell and Rob both had to come from a little ways back. Rob was much further back, so to get a 6 was definitely a good one for Rob. But nobody had anything for Sidehoff, and so if he starts up front again, it could just be another walkaway.
Yeah, I hope we get to see some good racing.
No question. So in chat, someone's asking, how do you scroll up in game? It's definitely page up and page down. This is what I've always known it as. So
I answered that question in chat. Jeez, Kellen, you're slow. Oh, Jordan Moxie timed out. Is he in this race?
He should be.
Yes, he was. Well, he DNF'd the Moto #1. It looks like. Well, maybe not DNF'd. He got 31st.
Yeah, so he's trying to load back in, but he's not going to get here in time. The race has already been restarted, and Moxie has not connected. And there is no warm-up lap, I think, in the second moto. So that's a bummer. Moxie may be missing out. First moto hole shot was taken by Jeremy Smith. Well, actually, it's taken by Devin Ryan. So let's go ahead and take a look at Devin Ryan this time around. The 108. All right, JLV turns that 30 board sideways and walks his way off the track. We got another 30 plus 2 on hand for you live here on SYTV. Let's go 250 racing at Thunder Valley.
Down into turn number 1. Jeremy Smith has a good start, but he's all the way in the banners.
No kidding, way out there. And he does not get the whole shot. Instead, it is the 31 of Linz with the whole shot. And as dangerous as that may seem, Sidehoff is in second.
Lana had a great start, slid out on the drop-off. Craig Leake, second place in moto number 1, is running 4th right now, right behind Taylor Bell.
Jeremy Smith follows him up the hill with Devin Ryan. We were on board with him on the start. He's in the number 6 ride with Phil Bull and Thomas Wilcox battling it out with Kyle Robb, so better start for Robb this time around with Yannick Miller right behind them.
Oh, third place Taylor Bell is down, and he's fallen all the way into the Tomac corner, so the guys coming back down the hill are going to have to watch out there.
Oh, Sidehoff. Sorry to cut you off, but Sidehoff, a huge mistake at the top of the hill. I don't know how he didn't go down, but he's got Leak right on his back door coming into the Tomac sweeper.
Phil Bull making moves early, going inside of the Tomac sweeper, making a move around Kyle Robb. Kyle Robb going to try to get right back around him. That's around the 9 and 10 spot.
Yeah, they got held up by Wilcox being on the inside and down, or actually Robb got held up for that matter. So Bull hung on to the spot as they're both chasing Yannick Mueller right in front of him through the sweeper. Devin Ryan up here as well on the 108.
Early on, looks like we're going to do a little drag racing out front. The top 3 guys trying to separate themselves from Jeremy Smith, who just made a little mistake. And they've opened up a small gap on him. Craig Leake is glued to the back of Sidehoff, and Sidehoff reeled in the little gap that Linz had.
Yeah, I don't know if Linz even has anything for Sidehoff. Linz, normally very, very quick, has been a little bit off the pace this week, especially in qualifying, which is usually his strong suit. But he's going to lead the opening lap here, 250 Moto 2, and we are underway in Thunder Valley.
Yeah, I mean, it could very easily be a lack of practice, and 1 30-minute moto is plenty to get the track dialed for someone as solid as Connor Linz.
Yep, absolutely right. So he could have found that magic touch that he needs to win this second moto. As Leake is down and off the bike, and Smith, just when we thought he was going to go through, he actually goes down again off the bike. So Devin Ryan moves into the number 3 ride with Robb, and a big train of riders following him through.
Bill Bull, Janik Mueller, Thomas Wilcox, Clement Lana, and Craig Leake is the tail end of that. And then comes Tyler Crane rounding out the top 10 on a 125.
Kyle Robb going
Crane
to work.
Trying to have a little fun this week. Speaking of OGs that we heard about earlier.
Oh, Robb got into the back of Ryan and went down, and that caused Phil Bull to go up and over the bars on him. So that big freight train all goes by Kyle Robb and Bull.
And we have a battle for the lead on right now. Sidehoff is side by side with Connor Linz at the top of the triple. As they go into the Tomac Super, they're both running the conservative outside line. As the motor goes on, we'll see if they try the faster inside or if they keep taking the safe line around the outside.
Sidehoff definitely closing in, and they are both going to use the outside in this sweeper, but I think they both cut back middle. Actually, Linz cuts all the way back to the inside. Sidehoff's line looked a little bit faster, though.
That's there. Those ones looked about even. Looks like there's a little bit of a gap right now for Connor Linz, but not enough to really be comfortable. It's one tiny mistake away from being closed up. Seeing these guys both running the smoother lines, probably carrying a little more momentum, works better on the 250s as well, which the smoother lines are obviously more on the outside of the racetrack.
Very easy to tell the difference between these two, as Linz is running some very, very vibrant pink and light blue gear, while Devin Ryan goes the exact opposite, running some more kind of dull but still nice and flashy TLD yellow and black gear. Oh, and Sidehoff is down on the outside.
Battle for 3rd and 4th week has moved up behind Devin Ryan. Are they going to be able to catch your second place rider? No, they're way back already. And yours tagging right with them as they're going to the outside coming up the start hill.
Behind them, Lana and Wilcox are actually going at it too. So this is a good little freight train of riders, about 5 riders locked together here. With the front 2 battling it out for 3rd, as Leake had it inside, but not able to get anything done just yet. As Ryan's taking the preferred line.
He can. Oh, she lost some time to Mueller there. Mueller now showing him a wheel. Mueller slides out, but keeps it on 2 wheels, or on the bike at least. He's going to lose a couple spots. Tyler Crane going to launch the downhill, almost land on him.
Devin Ryan's down at the bottom of the hill, and he took Leak with him, so here goes a bunch of riders through.
Mueller got lucky there, was able to blitz right over the bike, and then Kyle Robb coming back on the track almost gets into Craig Leak. I think he was going around the crash, and that was close.
So it kind of resets everything up here up front. As
Ben Collins showing his face in the top 10 now as we go into the Tomac Super. He's in 7th, making up some time down that inside actually. On Tyler Crane.
Yeah, right on the back of Crane.
The gap for the lead is up to 9.7 seconds with that slide off from Sidehoff. Did I say Slidehoff? I meant Sidehoff. And Wilcox just made the move for Lana for the number 3 spot.
Meanwhile, Dade Honeywell check-in. He was 4th in your first moto and the fastest rider on track. He's clear down in 28th place after that second lap. He's got a big mountain to climb ahead of him as Rob sneaks by Tyler Crane in the back.
Oh, Wilcox is down and out of 3rd place now, giving the spot to Clement Lana and Yannick Mueller. Mueller going to try the outside here. He will have more speed into these rollers.
Oh, look at that. Now cuts inside.
In. Nice line by Mueller there.
Oh, Lana shuts the door.
Friendly.
Close battling between 2 foreign riders. I believe Mueller's actually from Germany and Lana from France. Battling it out for the number 3 ride here early on in 250 Moto 2 at Thunder Valley.
Mueller's got to run up the hill.
Yeah, he's in the same spot that Leak was, though, where that line doesn't really go anywhere for him, but he's going to try to push the envelope. Lana on the outside, able to hang on. You got to watch out for
Down
Finn
Cemetery
Collins.
Hill. Bunch of coffins at the bottom, and there it is.
Oh, Lana down, takes Mueller with him, and Collins jumps by to the 3rd. Rob, trying to get by Mueller, gets into the side of him. Nowhere for either rider to go there.
Jeremy Smith on his way through.
So Leak snuck by, but Mueller shuts the door back on him as Collins getting away and Leak's down as Smith moves into the 4 ride. Or the 5 ride for that matter. And it's still working out back here as Lana with Leak and Rob down the inside. There's incidental contact between Mueller and Rob, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rob gets to Mueller if he does a little bit more of aggression to put him on the deck, because Rob has been very frustrated with other riders this week, particularly in qualifying, of course.
Watching, Rob's running a lot of the rougher insides while Lana's trying to open the track up to a little bit of the smoother lines. They're working out about even, but Rob keeps getting his front end chopped off as Lana's coming back across the track kind of with the more flowy line. Now they're going to do the opposite. Same thing happens though. Lana actually went to the rougher inside.
Behind them, Leak trying a different outside line, or outside of the main inside rut for that matter. Now Rob's sneaking around the left side of the mechanics area, almost jumps into the back of Lana as we got a 4-rider train over the finish line with Jeremy Smith just leading the way as Yannick Mueller's gone down.
Maybe.
Oh, he's swapping. Swaps. He saved
nice
it.
Save. That's a Pike save and a half, but Leak's going to go around the outside and have a better run. What's going to happen here?
Got him.
I feel like Rob's showing a little more speed than Lana, but he couldn't quite make the pass stick anywhere.
Yeah, among all this,
making a mistake.
We lost Yannick Mueller in a crash. He's out back in about 10th right now. As Rob low lines around the outside of Leak. Interesting.
An update on the lead, it's down to 3.8 seconds and shrinking. And part of that's a 2:02.6 lap time for Jared Sidehoff last time versus a 2:05 for Connor Lins. Sidehoff pushing it.
And they are gone from Finn Collins right now.
25 seconds back to third, but third place, fourth. I mean, the freight train right now that we were talking about before. That's the place to watch right now, unless the lead turns into a bigger battle.
Rob trying an inside line on Lana, might lose a spot to Leak in the process, but he almost gets Lana.
That inside's faster, but it's sketchy to make happen. Problem is
again, Lana shuts the door and it puts, actually puts a Leak on the ground.
Leak's trying to get back going crooked. I don't know if you realize Rob didn't have a fall off.
Rob's gonna try to get the spot back on Leak. Meanwhile, Devin Ryan is sneaking into the picture. And they really didn't lose that much time on Lana. In fact, Rob's already onto the back of Lana again.
Rob looks fired up right now. I mean, he's pushing a lot harder. He needs to just make this pass and make it stick. Like I said, it looks like he has the speed. He's going to try the outside. No, he's going to dive back in.
He's probably pissed. He's probably pissed at Lana here for really chopping the lines off, especially in that one where Rob had the inside.
He keeps making the pass and then getting shut off. Which Lana's just riding his race. He's not doing anything wrong.
It's good defensive riding, but I can tell you, I don't think Rob's too happy.
He's just riding his lines and riding solid, but Rob has to keep slamming on the brakes. There, he's really cutting on outside of the markers. I don't know if he missed a timing gate there or not. I believe there is a timing gate fairly tight there.
You're actually already opening up a bit of a gap on Leak once again.
Oh, we have a new leader. Connor Lins has crashed
at
the bottom of Cemetery Hill and given the lead to Jared Sidehoff.
So here we go. Sidehoff might be checking out once again. Lins is going to be all alone in second.
Another 2:02 lap time last time around versus a 2:04 for Lins. So he was coming anyways. And our new third place rider is now Jeremy Smith, who's made the move on Finn Collins. And then Rob has found his way around Lana as we were checking that stuff out. So
it's all kicking off.
All kinds of shakeups.
All these guys coming down Cemetery Hill, as you've been calling it.
Yeah, there is a bunch of coffins at the bottom of it, so.
Yeah.
It seems like the little bit I'm watching, there's a lot of guys laying dead in those coffins.
Devin Ryan, another victim.
Oh, Kolyak, I thought was going to get through clean, but got into football just a little bit.
Look at this. Devin, that's Holyak and getting together with, who was that? Chase Blakely cutting the line down.
Wilcox got it into the back of Devin Ryan on the triple. It's full-on chaos at the back of the top 10, all the way back to about 13th place right now. Watching Derek Thorpe in 13th, trying to make the move around Wilcox, just trying to get his flow back after a crash.
So Bull now under attack here from the 76 of Chase Blakely and also Devin Ryan in the mix there. So two Tag Designs teammates as Devin Ryan, Bonaire Leclerc's it. Wilcox right in the mix as well.
Check out the 5th place spot of Kyle Robb charging hard. He has caught up to Finn Collins now, who still has Jeremy Smith in sight. So I'm guessing this is going to be a heater thrown down by Kyle Robb right now. Wait to see the lap time as he comes by, but he reeled in some serious time on those guys. That is, it might already be too little too late because the top 2 guys are 26 seconds ahead of 3rd place Jeremy Smith. Robb laid down a 2:03.7.
Man, he is pushing hard.
He's fired up, frustrated, upset about what happened early in the race.
I think, once again, like at Glen Helen, he went into this thinking he could win this just as he almost did at Hangtown. He still has yet to win a moto, much less the overall. But he's been pretty much the fastest guy at all 3 rounds.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's been his whole sim career. He's always been a fast guy, but he doesn't have a ton of wins to his credit. As he's almost going to land on Finn Collins. Now is he going to tuck in? He's going to go right around him.
Collins looks like he may have just let him go at a point there.
Maybe he's, I don't know. Maybe he's just happy to be in that good of a spot. And Rob is absolutely railing.
Yeah. Now, I think Rob and Smith may be in the same team speak, so they're perhaps relaying information to each other. Rob going a considerable amount faster than Smith right now. So perhaps Smith. I
just checked on that, actually.
Yeah, so perhaps Smith just lets him go, tries to settle in with him. Not teammates, former teammates, but not teammates currently.
Yeah, I think still buddies, though. And interestingly enough, Jeremy Smith really hasn't shown the speed that we're used to seeing, or the consistency for that matter, this season. I mean, he's not terrible, but he's obviously running up to the 3rd spot. But normally, if he was in 3rd this early in the race, I'd be saying he's probably going to win the thing.
Right.
And he's not even in the 250 last year, I don't feel like he's a threat to do that today.
Right. Well, I spoke to him earlier today. I mentioned this in the first moto, but he was saying that at Hangtown, kind of shit the bed, for lack of a better word, because he didn't put enough time in on the track. And he had a similar situation here today where he just downloaded the track about 4 hours ago. So pretty much brand new to the track and running up front here.
Oh, there's a mistake right there. Rob's going to be right on him now.
Here we go. Let's see if Smith does just let him go, perhaps. Not yet.
Doesn't look like he's going to. Rob another 203, this time a 203.2. Problem for these guys is Sidehoff's out front running. He ran another 202.2. So he's hauling.
Rob, underneath our mechanics, or sorry, our cameraman right there. Had the move really made on Smith if he just could hit that outside line clean, but messed it up, and Smith is going to get away scot-free.
The action continues to be at the tail end of the top 10. Phil Bull has Thomas Wilcox, Connor Holyak, and Devin Ryan all over him. Ryan actually was up in the 11th spot, just made a mistake, dropped the spot to Holyak. These guys look like salt and pepper out there shaking up the positions.
So Wilcox actually got the spot on Phil Bull at the end of the mechanics area, and Holyak, like you said, closing in.
They're not far off of Greg Leake, who's just about a straightaway ahead.
And we have to go way, way back here to see Dade Honeywell. Looks like he just got a move done on Walter Gebhardt as he goes through the mechanics area. That moves him up to 19th for Honeywell, so not a good moto so far for the number 17 machine. Probably going to lose the red plate here.
Our pit reporter just reported to us that Jeremy Smith only has 3 motos on the track before the race tonight. So, with that being said, he's running in the 3rd spot with Kyle Rob all over him, and quite the performance going in there. So Rob must have made a mistake, and Smith got back around.
Yep, bit of a cat and mouse game between these two. They are long behind Connor Linz, much less Jared Sidehoff, who's still about 8 seconds out front of the Brit. For those asking about Phil Bull, that is hashtag number 228 Phil.
You mean 228 hashtag?
Yeah, 228 number Phil.
Lap or what are you doing?
Jeez, Joseph Nazarek on the 35.
He actually started to make a big error, and then he completely jumped out to the outside of the track. So good job correcting what was obviously a mistake on his part. Almost just costly though. The battle for 6th and 7th is also looking good. I'm just waiting for Kyle Rob to see if he can close this gap back up on Jeremy Smith, or if Smith maybe found the pace a little bit.
Yeah, maybe Smith, like you. Oh, and then just as you say that, yard sales. That was a very interesting crash.
Collins by as well. Goes Collins.
League too far back though.
Luke and Lana. 6th and 7th. Here they go.
Oh, Holyak was just down in the first corner with Wilcox, and Phil Bull got them both.
Another rider being a great lapper down Cemetery Hill. Mad props to the lappers so far tonight, at least in this moto.
I think that was
what I'm seeing.
I think that was JNAS once again. If you're looking at Lana and Mueller in between them, that is JNAS.
Yep, that was where I was watching. So give him a shout out, JNAS. Thank you for being a respectful lapper. I appreciate it. As do all the viewers, because when we see a battle going on, we want to watch the battle, not what the lappers are going to do, guys.
Correctamundo.
Although some guys probably do want to hear me rage.
So Lana still on the back of Craig Leake, as Rob is long gone from Jeremy Smith after Smith's crash, but he's so far behind Connor Linz.
And my offset is at about 13,000 and going down now, so I can't really call much at the moment.
All right, well, let's go ahead, and while Checkers is maybe having an issue when he gets it fixed, go ahead and do a top 10 rundown. This one brought to you by Moto Option Clothing, title sponsor of the Supercross Series, and of course, another sponsor for us at RaceFactorGaming.com. Out front, it's number 20 Motorsport Honda of Jared Sidehoff, looking at 1-1 performances here today in Thunder Valley after he stole the lead away from this man, the 31 of Connor Linz on that Versus PC factory racing machine. Back in third, the 23 of Kyle Robb on the Prime Designs graphics machine has finally worked his way up into the podium position after a rough first moto. Jeremy Smith lost that spot to him a few laps ago. He's running in the fourth spot, matching his number on the TVR machine. Fifth is Finn Collins, who's having a good moto until he just slides out and does a little pirouette there. Still gets running up in the number 5 spot though for Verve Moto, number 62. Number 53 of Craig Leak, another Verve Moto rider, second in the first moto, running 6th here. And back to Yannick Mueller, rocking the privateer status, number 47. Straight out of Germany, I think. Clement Lana, the rider out of France, is on the deck for EMC. He was running in the 8th spot, and he will still, no, actually goes back to 9th as Holiak slides through. The Verve Moto machine, number 52. And rounding out your top 10, Yamalu Star Racing Yamaha's Thomas Wilcox. Has been a Moto Option top 10 rundown.
And it's not the top 10 anymore because sliding into it is the 87 of 228 number sign Philpole. As Lana made a mistake and went down. And now Mr. EMC is going to have to move his way back around the 87. And he moved his way straight to his deathbed with that crash.
That was brutal.
Thanks for coming to racing for Matt Lana. See you next lifetime.
So Thorpe got by, Devin Ryan also got by, and then Lana gets going ahead of Janaz, who's still working his way backwards through all these runners out the front. Then we finally see Honeywell. Looks like he's in the 15 spot here.
Starting to get a little battle heating up for the 6th spot, or the 5th spot, I'm sorry. Craig Lee currently has it. He's past Finn Collins. Collins maybe actually just got past and maybe he's falling back a little. Maybe it's not a battle heating up. Maybe it's cooling off.
Yeah, Leak did just take that spot from him, so now Leak looking at 2.5. The overalls are going to be very interesting right now. Smith on a 3.3, a 2.5 will not beat that, so a 3.3 possibly puts him second right now. Rob a 6.2, or a 3.4 for Smith. I'm freaking out here. 3 and 4 for Smith will lose, or will tie a 5.2, but it's backwards, so Smith will actually get the 2nd spot on overalls right now. Linz was 7th, I believe, in the first moto. He's 2nd now, and Rob was 6th. He's 3rd.
Yeah, and that the lead gap has gone up to 19 seconds with a fall off from Linz and another fall off from Linz. I was just going to say, it's allowing Rob to close that gap for quite a bit to 2nd spot, and now it really is going to be closing down to be manageable with the pace that Rob's running right now. Linz's backup still has the spot. Now he's 30 seconds out of the lead, which is great news for Sidehoff. Also great news for Kyle Robb, as he is now going to be about 6.9 seconds behind Connor Linz, which was a 30-second gap at one point. So
yeah. So Linz making a big mistake has definitely made things more interesting for Kyle Robb's point of view. Meanwhile, Craig Leak might be the man on the move here as he's trying to run down Jeremy Smith. And that would be the battle for second overall.
Linz is down again, not off the bike though, but somebody better talk to Connor Linz's mechanic. It appears his wheels have fallen off and Kyle Robb is now all over him. Maybe he needs some thumb pump surgery, I'm not sure.
And as it stands, I believe this will put Kyle Robb into 4th overall. If he can make this pass, he goes 6.2 for 4th. Would not beat a 2.5 or a 3.4 at the moment. Rob going to work though on Linz, 2 of the fastest 250 riders in this game. Trying to duke it out for 2nd place on track here at Thunder Valley 250 Moto 2.
Wow. Rob laid down a 2:02.1. I believe that is the fastest lap of the race on that lap. And Linz is another mistake and off the track, and that gives up 2nd spot.
So Rob slots through, Smith still running in the 4th spot, and Leak, who was closing, still isn't quite there yet. Actually has Collins maybe closing back in onto him.
This just in, Connor Linz's mechanic is sending out resumes looking for a new job because clearly he fucked up his bike and the wheels are coming off. I'm not sure what's going on with Connor Lenz. He was so consistent and smooth early in the race, and I mean, a 230 last time around and an off-track excursion this one. I guess maybe he's just flustered, or maybe he is having a PC issue or something.
Yeah.
Might have to talk to his sponsor, versus-pc.com, and get that thing
Oh,
dialed
Rob!
in.
Into Hunter Deisher, I think that was down. And then Lenz.
Another mistake.
Yeah.
And now here, Jeremy Smith's not that far behind. I mean, yes, it's Reed's 16 seconds right now. It's going to drop a little bit with that mistake. Not that far. If you look at the mistakes that Lenz is making, he might be risking falling off the podium here.
Yeah, that will lock down Smith for second overall if he can move into third.
And also charging right now is Craig Leake. Man, he's putting on a heck of a performance at Thunder Valley. He's definitely gelling with this race course. This off-road moped hill ramping competition, really gelling with the 53 of Craig Leake. He's had a great day here at Thunder Valley. Done Rick.
Yeah, Leake probably going faster than Smith right now, but he's got a contingent of lappers to deal with. One of them looks to be Kohenauer on the 150 TM factory racing machine. The other might be Moxie.
7 for Smith. And a 206 flat for Leake. And Finn Collins also right in tow here in a 206.1. That is his fastest lap.
Take a quick glance back and see if I can't find Honeywell. Here is Dade Honeywell. Still running in 14th. Just cannot seem to move his number 17 Prime Designs graphics machine any farther forward than where he is.
Rider down on the downhill. That is a lapper. Hopefully, oh, it gets Leake has to try to change his line. Goes down. He's going to give up the spot to Collins. Collins makes his way down Cemetery Hill, running into number 5 spot. Right for Team Mid-moto.
Meanwhile, we've got a gnarly battle going on between that's Derek Thorpe and Wilcox, and then they've got the 76 of Blakely right on them.
Top of the hill, Miller's down, giving up some spots. I think he'll be going before Wilcox and those guys get there. Maybe not. He's actually just getting going right in front of Devin Ryan. Devin
Ryan's going to be right on him now. So this is going to tighten this whole group up a little bit. It's about a 5-group rider train here.
Seems like the whole moto, about the 9th to about 15 spots or somewhere in that area. There's been a battle going on the whole time. And we are 27 minutes into this thing.
And Wilcox now putting on a charge onto Devin Ryan, trying to go to the inside.
That's faster. It's hard to get into, but I mean, clearly, and he made up like 4 bike lengths by running that inside. And Dave Blakely, and then here comes Dave Honeywell right behind those guys. So Honeywell ran a 2:03.3 at some point in the race, so he's got some speed. The start not working out for the 17 machine.
I'm sure he's already kicking himself that he wasn't able to bring it home second in that last moto. As he goes down, is that Devin Ryan? No, it's Chase Blakely that he got into. But Honeywell lost valuable points towards the championship in the first moto, and he is trying to make
Wilcox and Devin Ryan.
Bad day now.
Oh, I don't know if you caught that. Wilcox got to that inside where the lines crossed and stood up Devin Ryan. See how Ryan reacts to that.
Whoa, big kick for Devin Ryan there. Almost went over the bars.
I see how his shock's reacting. Not very well.
Oh, and then just lost a spot to Derek Thorpe. So this battle's kind of dissipating a little bit. How about Holiak and Leake going at it now? So Collins got away as Jeremy Hinders joins us in the booth. He is out of this moto.
Yes, I am.
Lana and LeLong all waiting in the mechanics area. Not really a very safe spot to be because the guys are running the edge of that section right there. And someone catch into them with lights.
Oh, Holiak almost into the back of the
pretty far off the track.
Oh, side off's actually getting up in the crash. Not that he cared with a 30-second lead 29 minutes into this thing. But
man, this battle between the Verb Moto teammates is on fire right now with Collins trying to get away from the 53 and the 52 of Holiak. Holiak is charged up to catch this group.
Yeah, Holiak, I mean, if you look at his lap times, he's been in that 203, 204 range every lap, which is definitely faster than these guys. like he's experiencing a little bit of lag floating across the screen here.
Just trying to find his way through around the
There's a lapper
outside.
there that actually just bumped Finn
Finn Collins. Now they're all three
That was
locked together in this corner. Look at this. That's Kohenauer that was the lapper. And Leak made a big mistake, so Holiak just launched down the inside and passed him.
Is that a mistake or did he let him go?
I don't really know. That was weird.
Like, I don't know how you'd make a mistake right there unless you were trying to re-grip your button or something. He's going right back after it, so.
Well, Holiak now going after Finn Collins. This is for the number 5 spot.
Oh, beat about one of the bars.
Oh, look at Holiak just rips that outside. Now he's going to try the inside on Collins. He almost gets into his teammate. Now he's going to get that inside rut and take the spot from him.
Ooh,
Collins trying to fight back.
Leak's kind of falling back just a little bit, about 2 seconds.
Wow, so what a charge by Holiak. Now finds himself inside of the top 5.
I'm thinking Leak let him go by. I think he knew Holiak had the pace. He didn't want to screw him up.
It's a good point. But Leak...
Especially as quick as they've left him.
Oh, Collins almost into Holiak. Leak around the outside is going to get him. I was about to say, they've got to be mindful that Leak could end up on the podium here or on second spot on the podium for that matter if he ends up 5th in this moto. So no team tactics going on here to help their teammate out. That's all in for these guys.
Back around the inside and Leak.
Oh, and Leak into the lag bubble of Holiak goes down.
Holiak's disappearing, floating on the train.
So this is really helping Jeremy Smith, who's now moved into the number 3 spot. Linz is back to 4th. So that'll definitely secure the podium spot for Smith, but he's over the bars and down. Linz is going to get by. And it's going to close this big battle up right onto Smith just about. And he's still having troubles trying to get over these ruts. Oh man, and Collins is going to be right there, and Holiak also coming through. Closing stages of this moto, we got 2 laps to go.
Holiak's carrying some serious speed into a lot of these corners. And he's got to be careful not to get into Finn Collins.
Oh, there it is!
Collins comes back into the rut.
Wow, that was Collins' mistake all the way, though, trying to jump back into a rut that, honestly, Holiak was already going for, so couldn't do anything about it.
Unfortunately for Craig Leak, he lost that tail and was not able to take advantage of that mistake from Collins.
So Holiak might run down Smith here, who has lost the trail of Linz immediately. Rob a mistake down at the bottom of the cemetery hill.
I don't think it matters with the gaps that we have. And, I mean, 2 laps to go, was a white flag I did not see.
I think it's still 2 laps to go. Yeah, it is.
Right off will be coming around. We haven't even talked about him as he's 34 seconds out front, barely. The way not to get coverage on SYS is to just completely destroy your competition.
Yes.
No offense aside, just there's not much to talk about when he's destroying everyone. There's a great battle going on behind him. He's flawlessly riding this racetrack. Definitely has it on lock.
Just complete domination today, no question, as he's going to take the white flag here this time by. There it is, white flag out.
Number 20.
So Rob should be happy with a second, I think. He'll be at least satisfied after a rough first moto. It's better than a DNF like last week, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, just, I mean, honestly, the reason for the DNF last week was bad starts, and it sounds like that's what happened with moto number 1 for him as well.
Yeah. All right, battle for 5th still going down between Collins and Leak, as they've lost Holiak, who's gone backwards here, about 5 seconds behind them.
Good moto ought to be stuck with all the stream time they're getting, as these guys are making out with the hay bales right there.
So Holiak closing back in once again. Yannick Mueller, Phil Bull, Dade Honeywell now finds himself, looks like he's up to 11th. Or maybe is this 10th, honestly? It is 10th. So a top 10 for Honeywell, making the best of a bad moto, really, really bad moto.
Wow, this battle for second is not over yet. It's down to 4 seconds now. Rob made a second mistake at the mechanics area as well. Lynn's laid his fastest lap of the race down last time. Rob trying to work on a lapper down Cemetery Hill. The lapper not going to give him the outside. So that means Rob's going to hope that he doesn't crash.
Oh
trying to
boy.
make the move.
Rob and lappers this year. What can you
Got
say?
lucky there that the lapper fell off the track versus right in front of him. Not exactly sure who that was, but
264 is Charlie Way. Oh, Lynn's little mistake was closing. Meanwhile, Jared Seidhoff, he goes 1-1 today at Thunder Valley in a dominating performance. Nobody was even close to his pace today out front, consistently in the 203s. And he's your winner at Thunder Valley, and now the battle for second is still undecided.
oh man, Lappers and Rob. That's all I can say right now. He is having a hard time. These guys are actually battling for the top 20 that he's lapping right now.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he's having such a difficult time getting by them. But it doesn't matter if you're battling for points. The rules get the hell out of the way of your leaders.
Andrew Jennings
Rob
is not doing that.
Oh, Linz
though.
is down. So Rob now he just needs to cruise it across.
Look at this. Fred Heather, and that's Andrew Jennings on the 245.
Somebody sending it.
Somebody sent it on the wall, and they almost landed on that group, and that was Nazarek and Fred Heather, it looks like, maybe. So Linz will get third behind Rob. This will secure Jeremy Smith second on the podium on the day with a 3-4.
The battle of the Mid-moto teammates looks like Connor Holyak is indeed going to take up the 5th spot if his internet will let him get across the finish line.
So unofficially, I believe it'll be Smith on second on the podium with a 3-4, and Rob should be third. Or no, actually, will Rob with a 6-2? Will he take that from him for second? Did they tie on points? I think Smith would beat him by 1 point, would he not?
Oh, you're gonna ask me to do math? Okay, hang on, I can do the math though. A 3 would be 20 points, a 4 would be 18.
Yeah, so that's
20
38.
18 is 38, okay.
And then a 2 would be 22, plus a 6, which is 15. So 37. So yeah, Smith still would get it.
15, yeah.
So Smith on 38, Rob on 37, but a 50, perfect 50 for Jared Seidhoff, and meanwhile Dade Honeywell across the line in 8th. Sorry. Woo! What a race. So Moto 2 looks like Seidhoff, Rob, Linz, Smith, Holyak, Lee, Collins, Honeywell, Bull, Ryan top 10. Mueller, Thorpe, Wilcox, Nycott, Blakely, Mills, Mitchell, Crane, Bell, and Heather inside of the top 20. And that'll do it here for the 250 action at Thunder Valley. I'm going to head down and race, and Jeremy Hinters is going to head into the booth and take over and stream. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes here for the 450 action from Thunder Valley.
Best of luck, Kellen.
Thanks, Ken.
Looking through cuts here. See if anything switches. Looks like our top 20 are all going to stay exactly the same.